Welcome. This help video is going to talk about energy, the components of energy, and the role energy plays in the evolution of the trade. Energy can be found in columns K, L, and M. They're broken down into WA, which is a measure of participation. Participation ranges from 0% to 100, where 0 is the lowest participation, and 100% is maximum participation. In general, assuming nothing else, we look for markets that are relatively quiet, that have low participation, readings below 20%, close to zero. DI is a snapshot of energy. It ranges from minus 100 to positive 100, and it represents a critical part of the evolution of the trade. The evolution of the trade follows the primary trend, and it also tracks the movement between, or the alignment of the composite trend, which is represented by the 3 time frames. But the ebb and flow that takes place within the primary trend is often triggered by cycles, here and here, but most often energy. Energy builds either against or favor the primary trend. Right now, the energy builds that we see here are all bearish, well, except for Bitcoin, which is positive. The only one that's statistically significant is wheat, and it's highlighted red so that we're reminded that it's a bearish energy build. These other builds have a bearish bias, but they're not statistically significant. DI2 is located in this column right here, and DI2 is a broader measure of DI in itself. It's where DI is a snapshot. DI2 looks at the duration of the energy build over time. So you can have a sharp increase or a decrease in, say, wheat, but if the DI2 is still positive, there's not a very big overall energy build against the primary trend. But in this case, it's minus 49, so this combination is relatively bearish. If you click these links right here and here, you will get charts that are located inside the cloud, and they're going to look something like this, and we're going to take a quick look at corn. You'll get a visual representation of what we just talked about. As corn pops up, we're going to see WAs listed here, and in case it's still 97%, but it's adjusted to 100 so that these time series can be removed from one another so we can separate them and look at them. DI and DI2 are measured here. If you've watched any or read any of my previous reviews, you know that DI2 is the snapshot, it's blue, or DI is the snapshot, it's blue. DI2 is yellow, and it's the slower trend that moves down. So what the computer will do, and what you can see, is that the charts that you look at inside the matrix out of the cloud represents both the bullish and bearish energy builds. Anything that's below the threshold of minus 60 and above the threshold of positive 60. These are bullish, these are bearish. We can make a quick selection in the sort key box and we can see these more clearly. I'm telling the computer to sort only and to highlight only the significant bullish energy builds, and we can see them here, 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 all the way back throughout time. Essentially, when you get a large bullish energy build, it's difficult for price to press down lower. Oftentimes it reverses. Sometimes it's just for a very short period and then it falls through again, and then they show up and it catches it again and then it falls through it again. At times, especially in trends that have been down a long time and are extremely old, this goes into the concept of primary trend decline 1 and 2 phases. Large energy builds against them represents opportunities to nibble against the primary trend decline phase. This was a great opportunity in corn. This large energy build both had a big DI and a large DI2. It actually flipped the primary trend. The same thing we can look at in terms of the bear builds as well. And we can see that bearish energy builds tend to slow advances. Sometimes price powers through them, but ultimately it rolls over. These are oftentimes transition points, or also called blocking domes during a rally phase. As corn gets aggressive here and focused, a blocking dome has showed up and the corn's rally has definitely slowed down. It can power through this, but essentially this energy build will slow the progress. It's not like it was when we were here and the primary trend flipped around here. This was an easy gain. The gains are going to get more difficult as this energy build sits against it. if and when the energy build releases itself and goes above zero, or actually goes above here, the primary trend can realign or can get more focused and organized, and it will accelerate again. So as we head back to the matrix here, just as a recap, the energy columns are located here through K, L, and M. They're an important part of the evolution of the trade, and it's something that you should focus on regularly and watch them. I will talk about them a lot in the reviews. Now, energy is only updated once a week, where the price cycles or the price trends and the price data here, and then these trends here and here are updated on a daily basis. Energy is only updated once a week. It's calculated through Tuesday of the week, so on any given Friday where the data is released, it's only the data through the previous Tuesday. There's a lag to the energy data, and it's something that we have to get used to. It's not that important because energy often doesn't slow or flip trends immediately, but it's important to know where the energy build came and at what price it came at. And that's stuff that we can focus on and you will get used to as you learn to watch the matrix and you read or watch my reviews in any given market. Right now, there's no significant energy builds except for wheat, and wheat's primary trend is up. We see it right here at 6 and it's up, and it says triple up. The composite trends triple up. So this energy builds represents a blocking dome. But this will come in all sorts of markets and you'll get used to watching them. So thanks for watching this help video on energy, and watch more videos to get a better idea of how to better use and understand the matrix.